Good evening, Hawks fans, and welcome back to the Atlanta Sports District. I'm your host, Russell Spence, coming to you directly after a 126 to 123 loss to the Chicago Bulls. A collapse of epic proportions, wherein we were leading the entire game and ended up losing in pathetic fashion to be our fourth straight loss. Getting into it, the offense was once again quite good for the majority of the game. It sputtered in the fourth quarter, and a lot of that came down to, for some reason, we got out of our game plan. Teams do this sometimes, and I will never enjoy it. They will have a game plan that, for the Hawks, 90% of the time is run. They run, they're high tempo, and for some reason, with about 6 minutes left, we decided to go extremely down tempo, wasting every second of the shot clock, like a Tom Thibodeau style offense. And it's not what our team's built to do well, and we completely and totally halted our offensive progress. And it just didn't work. That's a coaching decision I did not like. I would have been still preaching run, be aggressive, because that's where our team thrives, is in the running game. We're very good playing fast and getting downhill. And we just didn't do that for the last 6 minutes of the game. The entire rest of the game, we did, and the offense was fantastic. But we only scored a total of 8 points with the last 6 minutes of the game against one of the worst defensive teams in basketball in the Chicago Bulls. So that was just absolutely pitiful, and another poor coaching decision made tonight. Our defense was once again quite bad. I know that we were leading most of this game, but the defense was still really bad in the third and fourth quarters. And I truly believe that the first half was just a shooting variance. We got lucky, they missed shots. And in the second half, we gave them the same looks that we've been giving people for 3 weeks, and they made them. And they came back, and that's why we lost. It's because the defense was really bad, and the offense screeched to a halt. And that's not a good recipe for success. For the Chicago Bulls, they've got our number. We're like, I believe the number is they have won 8 of the last 11 matchups against us. They kick our teeth in every single game, even though we are the better team. And a lot of the problem seems to be coaching. They have a very good coach in Billy Donovan. And our coach is not doing a very good job with the roster that he has available for him right now. I understand that this was a shorthanded loss. We didn't have Dyson and we didn't have Mo. And obviously we don't have KP. And then Dante was just diagnosed with a torn ACL. And Elienjai was just diagnosed with a torn labrum. And we're bringing up like Malik Williams from the G League, who's been playing well, but he's not an NBA center right now. We've never seen him. He's played like 6 total games in the NBA ever. Jurisic isn't even dressing out yet, which I kind of like, saving his games that he can dress out for the second half of the season. But still, like, we are really thin right now. And above all of that is the fact that when we're playing right now, we put out lineups that cannot get stops. Like, for instance, at the beginning of the fourth quarter, we had Trae Young, Luke Kennard, Vit Krejci, and Asa Newell all on the floor at the same time. That lineup's not going to stop anybody. And the Chicago Bulls took advantage of that. They went on a storm in the fourth quarter. They destroyed us in the fourth quarter. They destroyed us in the third quarter on defense. They were able to score and keep up with it. But the defense was bad from halftime on. And so, again, I know we didn't have Dyson. I know we didn't have Mo. The personnel wasn't up to snuff tonight. But going forward, we have to fix this defense. We have to play better defense. And the only way to do that is to improve the lineups you're putting on the floor. And I believe a lot of that comes from playing Jalen Johnson at the 3. If you can play Jalen at the 3, then you can play Mo Gay more minutes. Because let's say you want to play Zach 30 minutes or 24 minutes, let's say. Then you say, okay, well, we can play Vit 14 minutes at the 3. Well, that's 38 minutes. So now there's 10 more minutes in the game. So you sit there and say, okay, well, we'll play Jalen at 10 minutes of the 3. That gives 10 extra minutes for Mo to play the 4. Now, instead of playing 13 minutes, he's playing 23 minutes. That 10 minutes is a huge difference maker on the defensive end of the floor. We need that. He has to play the 3 because that is the only way we can continually get good defensive lineups on the floor. And what I don't understand is when we were in our winning streak earlier in the year, we were playing Jalen at the 3 out of necessity because we weren't going to play Asa. And so Jalen moved up to the 3, and it worked really well. The minutes with Mo and Jalen on the floor together have worked very well this year. So why aren't we doing it more? It doesn't make sense. In general, that's the same thing I've been saying for weeks, literally like since game 1, that we need to lean into the defensive lineups. We've not been leaning into the defensive lineups, and it's coming back to bite us right now in a 4-game losing streak where teams are just blatantly attacking the people that we're putting on the floor that cannot possibly get a stop to save their life. I mean, there were multiple times where it was like, they are not going to attack a person not named Luke Kennard. They are going to find whoever he's guarding, and they're going to go at him over and over and over and over and over, and it worked over and over. And they do the same thing to Trey, and they do the same thing to V, and they do the same thing to Asa. If there's a guy that they can pinpoint and attack, they attack him because that's what good teams do, and Chicago's not even that good a team. So imagine when we play the Knicks in a few games, they're going to pound those guys into rubble. When we play the Heat on Friday, they will pound those guys into rubble. That is the way they work. We can't play those lineups. Moving to the player-by-player, again, we had a very shallow bench tonight with the injury situation. Keaton Wallace played 9 minutes only. It was just, backing up Trey best he can. He had 2 points on 1 of 2 shooting, 0 of 1 from 3, a rebound and assist. Played fine. Actually pretty good on defense against Trey Jones. And again, when he's playing against a small guy, very good defender. When he's playing against bigger guys, not as good a defender. But I would have liked to see him play a little bit more today because he was aggressive offensively, and the defense wasn't really a big problem. Moving to Luke Kennard, Luke was pitiful tonight. Luke couldn't hit the broadside of a barn from 3. He passed up a bunch of open looks, which your only value is your shooting ability. So if you're missing shots and you're not taking shots, you ain't playing. He was a turnstile on defense. It was really bad all night. 21 minutes, 2 points on 1 of 4 shooting, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and finished the game +1, but the plus-minus does not tell the story on how Luke Kennard played tonight. Next, we'll talk about Asa Newell. Asa had 21 minutes. He scored 13 points on 5-7 shooting, 3 of 5 from 3. He had 7 rebounds and 3 turnovers with 5 fouls, but he was +16. Asa made a difference offensively, and that's really the only way he can survive right now is if he's making a huge difference offensively, then he can kind of make up for the bad defense. The defense was still really, really bad with Asa on the floor. But in general, again, the offense was able to make up for it. That's not a sustainable outcome. And I, again, would be moving towards when Mo is healthy and able to play, I will be playing Mo and never playing Asa because the defense is that bad. Moving to Vít Krejci. Vít played 29 minutes. He had 19 points on 7 of 9 shooting, 5 of 6 from 3. He had 3 rebounds and 2 assists, and into the game -7. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like, he had a great offensive game, but no matter how well you play on offense, if you're playing as bad as he's playing on defense, it's not sustainable. You will lose those minutes. And that's what happened. In the fourth quarter, he got blown off the court because he wasn't stopping people at all. No defense. You're never going to have the offensive game. You're the only player on our team that has a good enough offensive game to not play defense is Trey. Even Jalen is not able to be a bad defender. No matter how good you are on offense, unless you are like Trey Young level where you are creating perfect offense, you have to defend no matter what. Moving to the starters, I'll start with Zach. Zach played 21 minutes only. He needs to play more. He's playing very well. He had 10 points on 3 of 6 shooting, 2 of 3 from 3, 7 rebounds and 3 assists. He did have 5 fouls, but he was +12. A dude who's +12 has got to play more. He has got to play more. He's got to play more. Why did you draft this kid first overall if you're not going to play him? I do not get it. Play him more. He's playing well. He is the outlier where A young player is understanding the defensive scheme and is playing it very well. So why wouldn't you put that guy on the floor? It doesn't make sense. Play him. Moving next to Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Naw had an interesting game. Let's just say. He played 34 minutes. He had 21 points, but on 9 of 19 shooting, 2 of 8 from 3, 1 rebound, 2 assists, and was minus 20 in the game. He was not really the problem, but he was on the floor every time we went into a lull offensively, and most of it stemmed from that slowing down the game. And I don't think that was a Naw thing. I think that was an unlucky Naw was on the floor when the coaching staff was telling us to slow down. And again, that is not where we thrive. That's not what we should be doing. We should be playing aggressive and downhill all the time, no matter what. Do your best to play downhill every second of the game. That's how we win. That's what we're built to do. And instead, tonight we played slow. We played methodical is, I guess, what you could try to call it. But we're not built that way. We are built to play like a sledgehammer. We didn't do that tonight, and that was a big problem. Moving on, we'll talk about Onyeka Okongwu next. Onyeka had 10 points in 36 minutes on 4 of 9 shooting, 0 of 2 from 3, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and fouled out of this game. He was minus 6. He really struggles with Vucevic. Vucevic gave him the business. I mean, tonight he had 21 points and 10 rebounds and 4 assists, played very well. Just really gives Onyeka the business. But Onyeka was not the problem. Defensively was pretty good. The rotations were pretty good. But again, a lot of it, I think, was more decision-based from our coaching staff of why we lost this game. Moving on, we'll talk about Jalen next. Jalen played 39 minutes. He had 24 points on 11 of 23 shooting, 1 of 7 from 3, 9 rebounds, 10 assists, and 5 turnovers. He was minus 14. Jalen, right now, defenses are catching up with the fact that if he does not have someone who creates the advantage for him, he struggles to create an advantage. And so I understand that he's an extremely supreme talent and he's going to be really amazing, but he still has a lot to improve on. And right now, he is so dependent on someone creating that advantage. And you can see it, like when he's on the floor with Trey, and Trey gives him a pass where he's in an advantageous position. He has the defender in a hole, and he is able to catch it, rip, and score. He does it so fast and so quick, and the defense has no way to adjust to it. That's beautiful. But what happens when you don't have that guy to give you that advantage, to absorb the pressure of the defense, then giving you the ball without that pressure so you can go and make a play happen? What happens when you don't have that guy doing that for you? What can you do to make it where you create your own advantage? And that's something that Jalen has struggled with the last few games, and it's the reason his efficiency is going down. Because defenses are realizing if we just play him straight up, he doesn't have really a move that can get us off the spot, that can move us away to create an advantage for him to attack. He doesn't have that yet. And that is a place where he can improve, which tells me that a guy putting up 24, 9, and 10 can improve. That should excite every single person that's a Hawks fan, that we have a player that's this dynamic and he is not at his pinnacle yet. That's really cool, but we've got to get him there. He's got to learn how to make these moves that will really establish himself as like an unstoppable player. Like LeBron is Jalen's comp. He's similar in size and weight. If we want Jalen to be a LeBron type player, he's got to be able to attack off the advantage. Perfect. That Jalen's already amazing at that, but also create his own advantage like a LeBron type player does. And moving to Trae Young. Trae Young played 31 minutes. He had 22 points on 7 of 16. He was 1 of 7 from 3, had 1 rebound, 15 assists, and only 1 turnover. And he ended the game +2. Trae is the best offensive player in the world. His defense has been a huge problem so far. I do think that's a conditioning thing. You can tell sometimes he's just tired. And he doesn't rotate because he's tired. And he doesn't close out because he's tired. And he gets bodied by Josh Giddey on the last play of the game because he just doesn't have the energy anymore. He's got to get back in game shape, but also the offense is so brutally amazing. We need him to get back where he could play 35 minutes a night because we need that offense. And when we went into a lull in the fourth quarter, the large majority of the first half of that was no Trey on the floor. And then when Trey came back in, again, we started playing slow. I don't know why. And it hurt the offensive output in the fourth quarter. And they come storming back and win the game, giving us our fourth straight loss. Moving forward, on Friday after Christmas, Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you have a great one. I really hope the Hawks can get things turned around soon and give us a little Christmas present. I'm not predicting that right now because we're really not healthy and things are just not going well, mostly coaching in my opinion. But we have the Heat on Friday, and I'm just hoping that we can get that win. I think we're a better team than them, but they've been playing some good basketball. They're playing not very modern style of pick and roll and things like that. There's not a heliocentric player on their team. They play very much by committee. They crack and kick a lot, but they've been playing very well in that system. Everybody's kind of thriving in it. And so I'm hoping that we can stifle how well they've been playing. And in general, I want to see us lean into the defense and play bigger lineups, and do what we can to build the team around the offense that Trae Young has. That's the main thing. Build a defense around the offense Trae Young creates, and we will be just fine. So, like I said, I hope you have a Merry Christmas. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know all your thoughts about what we've got going on. Tell me what you think about the current coaching situation and what's going on with that. And above all else, I hope you have a great day.